What's going on, guys? Have you ever had issues with taking notes or having organization in your work or your note taking? Well, I use this app called Notion, and it's kind of changed the way I run everything with around taking notes and the way I work, and I utilize it every day. So here's a template that I use, and I can kind of show you exactly how to use the template. And if you like it, you can also download it below. It's free, it doesn't cost anything. So let's go ahead and jump into the video so I can show you how to use the template. So first off, if you look at the template, it's kind of maybe look complicating because if you've never used Notion before, it would look complicating, but it's not really. So I also got this template. I kind of tweaked it myself, but it's pretty similar to Thomas Frank. I don't know if you know who that is, but he is pretty much like a Notion guru. He knows a lot about Notion. He makes a lot of Notion videos, but I took his template. His template's free as well, so maybe if you wanted to check that out as well, you can. But this is the way I tweaked it for my software engineering kind of task and needs. So, and more so studying. But if you look right here, I have right here labeled notebooks. So you can make things called databases. I'm not going to get into how to use Notion. I'm just going to get into how to use my template. You have like a template. For you, it'll be just a blank template. You can name this whatever. But for me, it's Will Swinton's Ultimate Notebook Palace. And I have these ultimate different notebooks. And usually I just use JavaScript or my one-person business model, some different things, right? And if you look over here on the right, I can also have kind of like a Kanban board, but it's based off of pretty much urgency. So I can make something and then I can have it over here and I can list like the status of it, if it's open, if it's urgent, or it's archived, and then that's pretty cool. And then I can manage it through this. So if I want to drag it, or do whatever. So I don't really use the inbox as much, but you can. It's like a neat little thing where you can make like click new, code 2 billion lines, and then I can make the status urgent because if it's coding 2 billion lines, you might want to get on that. And then you could just create it, and as you can see here, now it's created. And you can also make some notes on it on what you need to do. So it's kind of like a to-do list, kind of. And it's based on priority. So if we go in here, you can make a notebook by just adding notebook. And then it'll add you a notebook template. And so if you look here, it's kind of got the same concept. But if you look, it's also got categories. You can look at it on a broad view. So you can make different categories. So as you make something, so like let's make something. Call it React. And I like to add little random emojis, so I click this and I'll click the random emoji and it gave us a bus. So if I open inside peek, if you look right here, I can change the status. So if I want to make it open, and then if I want to add a URL to, I can. Different little things here. And if I want to do a category, I can make it category 1, 2, or if I just want to, I'm pretty sure if you just say React and then I create it, boom, I've created a category now. You can also, pretty sure, you can go to categories and then boom, you can see it's right there with React on it. And then if you go over here, and you can also create templates. So if I go back over to if I go to JavaScript, these are just all my notes. If you guys in the future video want like access to these notes, just let me know. You could set that up as well. It's a lot of, ever since I've started coding to right now, so about maybe 6 months worth of front web development like notes. So it's pretty valuable. I'm taking it from a different couple courses and stuff. But if you look right here, if I create a new, you can think of this as like the notebook. If I create a new chapter in the notebook, random thing, we just call this new chapter. And if you know anything about like chapters in like a textbook, they kind of have like sub chapters, right? So that's the way I've set this up. So if you look right here, I can create a chapter title. It's a template, right? So I click this and it automatically does it, and you'll have the same functionality. So if you like this, you could just take advantage of that, or if you want, you could tweak it yourself. And then now I got a subchapter, and I can add the title of that subchapter, random little emoji, subchapter, cannot spell. Okay, now if you look here, I can add a property if I want, or whatever. I can add tags. Usually I don't mess with that. I just kind of keep it I try to keep it pretty simple, right? Because you can get really advanced with Notion, but I don't like to do that. So I have this comes with the template, right? So this populates every time, so you don't have to do it. So I put a drop down arrow for questions, for for a video link, and then for facts, right? So this is kind of how I was mentioning for note taking. When you're note taking, you want to make sure that you can ask yourself questions, so that way you're not memorizing things. So whenever you're taking notes, ask yourself why. Like, sometimes maybe you get questions, like maybe if you're in class, you can't really ask the teacher right then. Write those down and then get the answers to those. So what I like to do is, um, like maybe I want to know, or I'm asking myself, why is React called declarative, right? And then this is good for like, um, what would I say, like checking it, like going back. So this is a question, so then I can write the answer. You know, React is declarative because you tell it what you want, right? So then you tell it what you want, and it just kind of does that. So that's what declarative. But if I'm reviewing, I can just be like, okay, why is it's because declarative means it just kind of, you tell it what to do, and then you check, see if you got the answer right, see how close you got, and that's kind of a good way of studying. I like to reference back to it, and I just kind of put like a video here. Um, I do that, and then I just put some facts here. If you want, you can also do slash toggle list, and then that's how you kind of get this toggle effect. So that way, maybe you have like a bunch of like if you duplicate this bunch, you kind of see how this kind of gets out of hand really quick. So if you want to kind of get rid of that and close it just for the time being, maybe you have a lot of information on one topic, but you don't want to look at it all the time. Another cool thing about Notion is you can add code in here. So if you do slash code, you can embed CodePen in here, and you can also do code. CodePen's kind of weird sometimes, so I just kind of stick with the code. But you can also embed images. So if I go over to, this should be a good example. Kind of like this right here. If you see, it has the image embedded, so it looks pretty nice and neat whenever you're looking at things. And then if I want to get rid of it, boom, just like that, right? So that's pretty much my whole template. I'll send a link in the description down below, so that way you can download it and you can use it and customize it yourself. If you enjoyed this, that way you can use it yourself. And one last thing before I get off here, I want to let you guys know that I do have a Discord where a bunch of us, some people are software engineers, but a lot of us are breaking into the tech industry, and we're helping each other out, getting each other jobs, networking, things of that sort. So it's good to have a network. Your network is your net worth, so remember that. And with that being said, I want to invite you to join my Discord. The link is in the description down below. And please invite as many people as you like. We're trying to get a lot of people on there so we can grow together and break into the tech industry. With that being said, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in this other video right here where I'm talking about some code related things as well.